What is up, everybody, and welcome to the second official JCWA meeting. We are this time, of course, with the two owners of the brand new JCWA, Jonathan Rojas and Aaron Benham, as well as having rookie Brandon Cox with us in the room again with us as well. And Aaron Benham and Jonathan Rojas are going to be talking about a lot of things they confirmed. I know the last meeting, was concerning things that was just, kind of open for discussion. But this meeting is going to be a lot about things that are going to be confirmed. So for any people that is going to be involved in the JCWA, y'all might want to listen up because this has to do with you. So whoever's going to start it off, take it away from there.
All right. Well, everybody, I'm Jonathan Rojas, as you know. I portray as the general manager in the JCWA, and I'll also be co-owning and working alongside Aaron Benham. There's a lot of things that I want to discuss with everybody, and I just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page before we get on the ball rolling.
Well, as you already know right now, pretty much after this session is over with, all access to JCWA will officially belong to me and Jonathan Rojas. So any questions, any problems, whatever it is, you take up with either one of us. As that point goes, Joseph Torres no longer is going to be able to help any of you in concerning problems or situations you need to deal with. Anything that is going on at that point has to be referred to either me or Rojas, and we will be able to work with you concerning whatever it is you need to discuss. Now, as far as we made a decision, it will be a bi-weekly show, so it'll give people more time to take care of things on their personal life, and at the same time it'll give you guys more time to prepare for whatever it is you're going to do, either a backstage promo or a match, whatever it is. You guys have an extra week to prepare. So there will be no excuses, no exceptions, no nothing at that point. So you guys got plenty of time to step up your games in the JCWA shows.
Right.
I think also you guys mentioned that the first episode that you're starting everything, would you like to tell people about that?
All right. Well, as of right now, we've come to a decision that as far as when we're going to start the show, we have decided that we're going to start the JCWA show next Friday. So, as well, at the same time, after the shooting, there will be a brief meeting with everybody that will be there in attendance. And there will be at least 3 matches occurring. If you're not in a match, we will at least put you in something, either in a backstage segment or whatever it is. You will be active. So that's an automatic guarantee for you.
Yeah. And by the way, when they say next Friday, they mean the 27th of September. So y'all probably can't see the phone, but it's going to be a week from now, the 27th of September.
Either way, if whoever watches this or doesn't watch this, you will get a notification on the JCWA page by either me or Rojas to remind you.
I also have everyone's contact, phone numbers, Facebook, everything. So everybody in the JCWA will be getting a phone call from me and Aaron just to confirm everything, any questions or anything. I will discuss that with you over the phone.
And also, we has also stated down some of the rules and regulations that has been put into play. So it will be effective starting with the first show of JCWA. So, Rojas, you want to jot down the rules?
Well, there's a few rules here and there, but
the main ones.
The main ones. Well, first of all, starting off is that from now on, everything's going to be PG-14. Only for the simple fact that we do have audience that would like to show to other family members or friends, and you never know if it catches on to a younger child or something. So we don't want to be out there presenting ourselves, cursing M this and F that and all that stuff, and it just doesn't make good ratings. When you have a child watching this and then repeating it back to their family, it's not appropriate. So it's best that we leave it as PG-14.
And as far as another thing, we have discussed it as well, and I can't stress it enough, but I'm going to say it to the fullest, and I'm going to live up to this rule as well, because one thing as well, we want to make sure you guys are, at least when you're performing in a match here and there, you got to make sure you are protected. Whatever attire you are wearing, it is yours. Meaning, at this point, get elbow pads, get knee pads, whatever it is to protect yourselves, because you will be taking bumps, you will be taking certain stunt moves here and there, but we are not trying to hurt you. We want you to make sure you are protecting your body.
Right, just wear the proper attire that needs to be worn. You know, you don't want to go in there with a pair of jeans and then you really can't stretch as much as you would be in a pair of sweatpants, windbreakers, pair of shorts, or anything of that nature. So, you know, just wear the proper attire.
So at this point as well, we are having an actual dress code in the JCWA. No jeans, no jerseys, no white shirts, no any type of street clothing during the matches, or even like the backstage segments. Whatever you come with in the JCWA, that is your attire for the rest of all the JCWA. That's it. If you come unprepared, you are not competing and you are not participating. So that would automatically be a bad effect on you. So there can't be no excuses, no nothing. If you want to bring an extra pair of clothing to change after the show is done, not a problem. Nobody wants to go home with the same attire, especially sweating to death after a match they just had. So that's one major rule that's going to be in effect once the first show starts.
Another major rule that's going to be, Aaron brought this up, which is a good, very good thing to bring up, is I know some of us like to drink and some of us like to smoke, and I'm not saying that everybody, you know, comes to these events, you know, all high and all drunk or whatnot, because I never seen it happen, or, you know, I've never heard of anything. But just in case for future reference, do not come drunk or tipsy or with any type of alcohol to any of the events, any of the shootings. Do not come with any weed or do not come high at all to any of the shootings or any of the events, only for the sole purpose because we want you at your best ability and we don't want anybody getting hurt and we don't want any problems with the law just because you want to show up drunk or tipsy or high.
Mm-hmm. And if you do, yet again, the same rules apply with the last one, with the dress code. You come out like that, you are not participating. No ifs, ands, or buts. You go home, you automatically get a bad rep on that day of the show. So that is already set in stone. Main important thing as well, which me, Rojas, and of course Joseph has discussed. This is going to also be in effect. This is going to be completely new to the JCWA and also to Just Central as well. After every show, we're going to have an attendance sheet, and it's going to have the dates and times you were there. By the end of the day or night that we film, you need to fill out that sheet stating that you was there. Not only does it benefit you, but it shows you have been making progress. But if you don't show up, but yet you say to either me or Rojas that you are coming, then you pretty much have to guarantee you will be there. Because if you are not there and the night is over and you didn't fill out that attendance sheet, that's a strike. And as Joseph stated, which, all honesty, you should be thanking him for this, I'm going to go with a three-strike rule. A three-strike rule, I should say. You mess up 3 times, you are no longer participating in the JCWA. You could complain, you could make excuses, whatever you like, you're done. And you just sit on the sidelines and you just watch. And I'm not doing this to be a jerk. I'm not doing this to be a hard ass. It's really to benefit you more. Because the more you progress, the more chances and the more privileges you will have. in the JCWA, and not only that, and probably also in the shorts, the minis, whatever we're gonna do in future times. So, with that being said, you all already are aware of this. To whoever watches this,
Right. Another thing I want to discuss is this is really important. We're all adults here, so we all when we're all out there performing, we all take care of one another. We know what we're doing, to an extent. We don't want to hurt anybody. But in the event that an accident does occur, I want every member in my active wrestling roster to give me an emergency contact phone number. Now, this is only for the sole purpose in case you get injured. For example, if Cox here grabs Ortiz and doesn't move and ends up breaking his arm, now what we got to do? We got to call the ambulance. He has to go to the hospital. I don't know who to call on his phone. That way, I can refer back to my book, look at the contact he has set up. I can call that person and explain to them what happened, what occurred, and where they're going. And that way, his family or their family can be there for them. So that's very important. I need everyone to contact me, or once I contact you, give me that emergency contact phone number. Also, let those people know that they are an emergency contact phone number for us. Don't expect them to receive a phone call from me and then, the JCWA ends there. Let them know, hey, listen, I've been doing this and that, and it's good for them to know. All right?
Mm-hmm. And of course, there's also another thing that's also going to be as well taken down as well as a major priority for you. Whatever you do in the JCWA, you keep it in the show. Now, what I specifically mean by that is once you get ready to start performing or filming, whatever it is you're going to do, anything that's distracting you, if it's personal issues or drama, do not bring it to the show. Because that will affect everyone in the roster and on that night to film. We cannot have that. We are not going to tolerate that. If you cannot show up because of something personal, let us know. We will understand, and it will not affect you. Everyone goes through problems in life. That is unavoidable. At least if you contact us, tell us that you're not feeling well or something's come up that is important, family emergency, whatever. Let us know. We put it down on the sheet. You're excused. Now, at that point, if you don't let us know, then that's on your end because you're not the one reaching out to us. If something is bothering you, you have to let us know.
Exactly.
It's the only way you're saving yourself from being expelled from the JCWA.
And you're an adult. So if you don't want nothing to do with this, give us a phone call or meet us face to face and tell us, hey, I don't want to do this. We'll understand. We're not going to hassle you, you've got to do this, because you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. So, if this is not for you, then let us know. We'll understand. We all in this because we like acting, we like wrestling. We're all in the love of wrestling. Joe's been watching this since he was a kid. I've been watching this since I was a kid. So is Aaron, Cox. Everybody here love wrestling. Could be the wackest wrestler to the greatest wrestler. It doesn't matter. We all love the sport. So, this is all because we love this. Okay? I know we're not gaining anything from this, but it's because we love it. And we work as a team. Look at compared to other companies that you see on YouTube and stuff like that. They don't have this stuff. We have a team. It's kind of like we're a family, isn't it? It's like we're together. It's we do things together. We do shorts, films, things like that, and that's what keeps us together. So doing something like this is great. We're having fun with it, and that's what I like about it. Fun is what's keeping us together.
Mm-hmm. And as well, we were definitely discussing this a little while ago. Few people have progressed in the JCWA. Some people are still new. So this is mostly concerning the new people. And we will confirm who you guys are in the JCWA in private. But for those who still are, I should say, new to the JCWA, what we're going to have you do is we're going to have you do a simple assignment. And I know most of you may not know wrestling like that, or may not know how to wrestle here and there. So your one simple assignment that you're going to start, and you have a week to show us the progress of what you have learned or have actually progressed in, is we want you to jot down a certain wrestler that you know of or that you may like and study them. I'm not trying to say be like them, study them. Because I want to see how good you can be on camera as far as posting off a segment or a promo, and especially performance when it comes to the actual matches. That counts a lot more, because what you need to realize is JCWA is maybe mostly about wrestling, but the real identity of the JCWA is this is our version of Tough Enough. This is to build you guys up. It doesn't have to build us up. We got our tenures. We got our benefits. We're there. But this is to build you guys up for not just the Revolution Next, which we will get to later on, but this is also for something bigger than them. The Elite version 2 down the line. Because whoever's in the Elite version 2 is also going to get the chance to star in the next feature-length movie in the Jet Central company. So don't look at this as wrestling. Look at this as basically a boot camp, a Tough Enough.
Right, exactly. Because being in the JCWA, like Joseph said, doesn't mean you're automatically in Jet Central. Okay, you got to be in shorts and minis and things like that. You know, you just got to build your way up. Then you can be centered as a Jet Central member and doing films and whatnot, just like the Elite. So, you know, just build yourself up here. Definitely build yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
If I could say something, I feel that, you know, I don't want you guys to feel too much pressure, but at the same time, understand that people are always going to be watching everything you do. And, you know, that goes to attendance. That goes to how fast you learn. That goes to your promo skills. That goes to your wrestling skills. So it's kind of like a developmental, you know, territory, if you will. You know what I'm saying? These guys want the best out of everybody that comes in here. And I'm going to be scouting, you know what I'm saying? Because if I find somebody that I like, if I find somebody that I feel, you know, deserves it, you know, I'm going to bring them up to Jet Central Films. You know, I'm going to give them opportunities like that. But the only way you're going to even get opportunities like that is if you prove yourself in the JCWA. You know what I'm saying? You can't have this attitude where, you know, I can miss an episode, you know, sometimes and it's okay. Nah, you can't have that attitude. I mean, you could, but you're not going to benefit as much as you would want to. You know what I'm saying? And these guys are going to see it. You know what I'm saying? They already have a roster of 8. There's going to be more people coming in. You're going to constantly have competition. Everything you do not do, the next person will do, you know, without a problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, never think that you're bigger than anybody, you know, or anything, because you're not. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, this is something that could benefit you, but also this is something that, depending on your attitude, can go nowhere for you. It all depends on your mindset, how you treat the JCWA, how you treat Jet Central Films, and how you treat all the opportunities you get. You know?
Well said, well said.
But, another thing we wanted to just, you know, I guess, I don't know how many of you guys know some of the things we are confirming. One thing that is confirmed is that the episodes will be put every other Wednesday. It will be called Wednesday Night Brawl. The intro is sick. You guys haven't seen it yet, but trust me, it is sick. You want to be a part of the JCWA. You know, this is going to be the biggest JCWA growing period, especially because, you know, JCWA is going to be way more frequent now. You know what I'm saying? So you have more opportunities to go out there and prove yourself, whether you just came in, whether you're seasoned, you know, whatever the case may be. Every show, every opportunity you have, use it to your full, you know, potential, your full capability, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, not only Aaron and Rojas as the new owners of the JCWA will be watching, but I will be watching as well. I will be watching every episode they put out. You know, everybody will be watching every episode they put out. You know what I'm saying? And all we can do is compare you guys to each other. You know what I'm saying? So if you mess up, you know what I'm saying, and if it's not your fault, you know what, get back up fighting another day. But if you continue to mess up constantly, frequently, you miss dates, you know what I'm saying, you don't let them know ahead of time, and that's the biggest thing. That is a problem I have always had in Jet Central, and that is a problem they're going to deal with. But it shouldn't be a problem that anyone has to deal with. If you can't make it to somebody, if you can't make it, I should say, to an event, you know, a show or whatever the case may be, you have to let them know. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do not, it's only going to make it worse for yourself. You know what I'm saying? At least if you let people know, people can respect the fact that you told them how it is. You told them, hey, I can't make it this time. But the worst thing you can possibly do is just ignore your phone calls and ignore your text messages. Honestly, that's the worst thing you can possibly do in the JCWA or in Jet Central.
Just pick up.
Exactly. Pick up. I can't make it. Why? I don't know. Say something. Anything's better than nothing.
I'm gonna be honest. Even if you're lying to me, if you can't make it, just tell me you can't make it. That's it. I'm not gonna.
Exactly.
That's it.
Location wise, this is most likely. You know, when I say most likely, I mean about 98% chance that is going to be shot very close to my area. In fact. You know what I'm saying? They're planning on doing matches. If Christian Lorenzo, if you are watching this, they're considering doing matches in your building. Contact them immediately if you're seeing this video. And they're going to be doing backstage segments in Jonathan Rojas's building. You know what I'm saying? Things will probably change, you know, as time goes on. But for now, you know, those are the set locations. The shows, you know, are going to be about 30 to 40 minutes, right?
Right, yeah. From what we discussed, me and Aaron, it's just going to be 30 to 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, if anything extended times. Each match as well will be timed, only because, you know, we don't want to overload this. This is not a 3-hour film.
Exactly.
Anything. This is not a big event or anything.
It's a weekly show.
It's
a bi-weekly show.
Yeah, bi-weekly show. So most matches probably be between 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the situation and what's going on.
Exactly. They're already going to be planning rivalries, but like I said, you know, it depends on if you earn it. The biggest thing I've always said in Just Central Films is you have to earn everything you get, and it is no different with the JCWA. You know, despite me not owning it anymore, you know, they have the same views as I have. You know what I'm saying? If you earn it, cool, you get the opportunities. If you're not, they'll still put you in it, but not as much, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll be jobbing, maybe you'll be making appearances, but, you know, if you want your full potential to be shown, you need to dedicate yourself. You need to go in there and kick ass. You need to say to yourself, you know what? This is like a job. You know what I'm saying? This is a commitment. This is something I have to make it for. And only then will you see the best benefits in the JCWA. Because these guys are not biased. You know what I'm saying? Each of them, you know, they may have personal vendettas with such and such, but they're never going to, you know, let it go into business territory. You know what I'm saying? They're never going to let it interfere with, you know, the episodes and things like that. What you get in the JCWA is what you earn in the JCWA. You know what I'm saying? And the past events was cool and all, but now it's really time to step it up. You're going to be needed twice a month. Before it was once every other month. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be needed, especially if you have a rivalry. Like, dear God, don't miss a freaking event if you have a rivalry and it's an ongoing rivalry, because you're just going to mess yourself up in the end. You know what I'm saying? What else do we have to cover, you would think?
Let's see what else. Well, we discussed most of the major things. You know, you said that earlier, right? Like the Fridays that we're not shooting, we can probably all meet up and, you know, just train a little bit. You know, everybody, you know, get together and we can
practice
work
moves,
on some moves,
practice spots,
some moves, practice everything.
You know,
because I mean, I don't want to insult anybody, but we're not the best. The only way we can get better is if we train together. You know, not everybody knows everything, so we all, you know, I've done it for several years, so I know a lot of it, and I know most of it. You know, you guys can learn from me and Aaron, because Aaron's been doing it for years as well, and you know, Joseph will be there. Damien's gonna also be there after I discuss it with him. But
yeah, you guys will definitely have you know, veterans, people that have been, you know, doing this shit for many years. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody, I would feel this would be an opportunity for you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys are green. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys, you're okay, but you can be better. And I would figure if I was you, if I was in your shoes, I would want to be the very best I can be. I would want to continue to practice my promo skills. I would want to continue to practice my wrestling skills. I would want to continue to practice my craft, practice my character, practice who I am in the JCWA. Because there's two types of people that's going to be in the JCWA. The people that is going to change history, and the people that are just going to be spot warmers. And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. There's going to be two types of people in the JCWA. There's going to be people that are going to make the JCWA, and then there's just going to be people that are just there because they're there. And I know you guys don't want to just be there. You want to make an impact. You want to come out there and say, hey, this is who I am. This is my name. This is my music. This is my character, this is who I am, and I want to show the JCWA exactly who I am. But the only way to do that is dedicate and commit yourself, because with even all of the wrestling skills in the world, with all of the promo skills in the world, it doesn't matter unless you show up. You know what I'm saying? And I cannot stress that enough. And like I said, like they said, I am looking to see who's going to be Elite version 2. And I will always countlessly, be scouting and, checking out the new talent. When somebody comes in, I'll be, interested to see what they bring to the table. And I just want to see the very best in everybody. But the only way that's going to happen is if you guys want to see the very best in yourselves. You know what I'm saying? So is there anything else we got to touch upon?
There's two more things I want to discuss. One of them is, well, we could always use more people. So, if you know anybody, recruit. Just recruit. Mention it, post it up on your own Facebook. Let people know. If they get interested, bring them along. Or, bring them along with our consent first. Because here's the second thing I want to discuss. Tag-alongs. They are a hassle sometimes because they don't really need to be there, and we don't need to bring more fire.
Exactly. They take up space.
It's just taking up space. They don't really need to be there. If you understand where I'm coming from, you'll know what I'm talking about.
We've had problems like this before where we had people coming by and they have a friend or whoever with them that's not a part of the videos or the performances. And that has caused problems in the past. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve to be there here and there, but sometimes if you're with somebody and you made plans with that person, then you stay with that person. But if you don't let us know what you're doing, all honestly, me and Rojas don't even care. If you're with your girlfriend or boyfriend, I don't care. At this point, if you chose to be with that person, stay with that person. Don't bring them along, because in the end, if we have a huge crowd, it will make people feel uncomfortable to the point we can get into trouble.
Right.
And we're trying to avoid that.
And some of us don't feel comfortable performing in front of other people, people we don't know. And then you never know if that person you bring has something that we don't want you to bring, like alcohol or weed or any type of
you never know.
You never know. And then guess who gets busted in through the door? NYPD. Oh, everybody's fine, but the person you wrong, the person you're responsible for, has something. We're all gonna point fingers to who, the person who came along with you.
Exactly. Because no one is taking the fall for anyone here. That's the bottom line. So don't take it the wrong way, but that's just how it has to be. When the day comes to perform, to shoot, you come alone and only on your own.
Exactly.
Now, unless there's somebody interested that wants to participate, we can actually try to make an exemption, because if the person wants to see, they can see it firsthand on how the JCWA is.
Yeah, that's
now,
different.
Don't get us wrong though. Me and Aaron, we're not complete asses. If that person has to be with you, call us and let us know and explain to us. We're not gonna be like, I don't know. We can work something out. Just don't bring them out of the blue. It's just not right.
Exactly. Let people know is what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say if somebody, you came with by car and you need to go back by car, that's different. If you need somebody, or should I say you're going to bring somebody because, you want them to join the JCWA, that's different as well. But just because is not a good excuse. And even then, you need to let these guys know. Communication is key. Information is key. Without communication, information gets messed up. You know, you're on one level, that person's on a completely different level, and all that's going to do is that's going to clash. You know what I'm saying? That's just going to make things bad on you. And you know what, honestly? They own this shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't lose anything. You lose if you do that. They go back and they already planning the next episode while you're jeopardizing your career in the JCWA. So if a situation comes to that where, you know, last minute somebody has to come in or whatever the case may be, make sure you let them know. And I'm the same exact way. I've had issues with people because they didn't let me know they were bringing somebody. And then I got angry about it. And they were crying because I got angry about it. Well, you know what? You shouldn't have brung the person unless you notified me beforehand. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do in a business. You got to let people know. You got to warn people of anything you're doing, any situation that is going on. Call them. Text them. They're only one call, text away. If they don't answer, leave a message. They'll get to it soon enough. And you know what? Things will be cool. They'll be like, okay, I understand your situation. I understand so-and-so is going to happen. This or that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But that's only going to happen if you let them know. You know what I'm saying? And Brandon Cox, being that, you know, you're a part of this meeting and you're here, is there anything, you know, because Brandon Cox basically right now represents the wrestlers in the JCWA, you know what I'm saying? So he's, I guess, you know, going to talk based on how, you know, maybe some wrestlers feel, but maybe not. But, you know, it'll be interesting to find out how do you feel about the, you know, everything confirmed in the meeting.
Well, for one thing, I have a question about the last minute notices. Excuse me. First off, even if your friend or whoever it is that calls you at the last minute, and it's like that time and point where you gotta like choose what to do. Stick with your first thing first. But if it's so direly important that you have to make a quick minute switch, then you know still like we've all said here, like hit them up, because nothing is worse than like just ditching them on cold feet, basically.
Yeah.
And another thing I had about the PG-14 thing, if you're saying a promo, I guess I was hoping that we won't be too strict. But say you're saying it out of feeling, not just to be spiteful and just want to say, you know, drop. I guess because now that it's going to be PG-14, don't drop a lot of F, N, and S and, you know, D bombs all over the place. If it comes out once, then, you know, let that be it for that one thing. Let it be.
Stop you there for 1 second. If you do start doing it more frequently in your promos, you know, cursing more than usual, I wouldn't mind as much because I know I would have to do more work in censoring what you're
basically
saying.
bleeping it.
Yeah, bleeping it. But just try to hold back so I and Aaron won't have more work to do, pretty much. We're all working together. Don't give me more work. Now I have to sit there, find out exactly where you cursed, censor it, and continue from there. Let's try to work it out. Let's try to make this presentable for the entire world.
And another thing, like they said earlier on, when there's a Friday that they're not, you know, doing any shooting or anything like that, and it turns out to be a practice day, it'd be good if you all come out and practice. At least those of you that haven't yet have found the style in a way, you know, do you hit? And we'll see when we watch these videos. Are you more, if you're striking a lot and do less submissions, are you obviously a striker? Do you like to hit? And do you like to like grab less? Are you more submit, you know, when you like to grab and do a few things here and there, but you don't know what type of grab you're doing, you're just doing a last minute technique? Are you more of a submission? You know, where there's basically a lot of fields to fill in if you're that. Or if you're all, for example, personally, I feel that I'm an all around, you know, I'll strike, I'll hit, I'll do a few things here and there. Are you that type of person? So, you know, and when I've noticed from some of you that when I'm trying to like tell you, you know, something, when if there's a move or if there's a certain technique you're kind of afraid to do or can't do, I will teach you if you let me. You know, like a roll here and there and everything, I will teach you those. I don't have like a whole heavy wrestling background, but I do have about 13 years about martial arts, so you know it'll fit in it'll fit in and it'll compensate in a way. I could do, I'll do like a little mix here and there. So with that, I believe I'd be able to help you. So don't, feel that I don't know anything just because, ask me. That's all.
Just ask. If you don't know anything, just ask. If you feel weak in any type of specific area, ask us. If I don't know, I'll direct you to him. If he don't know, he'll direct you to him. That's the way it's gonna work. That's the only way it's gonna work.
And nobody, was born knowing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All of us had to start somewhere. Me and Aaron have definitely started somewhere. Our first fights, I don't know what the hell you would call those. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, but the point is, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to seek information. Because it's only going to help you out. If you don't know how to do a move, ask somebody. Maybe go on YouTube. Find out how to do the move. Don't just try to do it to the best of your ability because it might not work out that well. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I don't want to put too much pressure on you guys. But, people are constantly looking at you guys. And the reason is because there's always going to be opportunities to give out. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be teams coming up. There's going to be, event benefits, you know what I'm saying? There will be events, like Hell on Earth and Red Alert and Showdown.
The events are still going to be going on.
Yeah.
Everything that you've been doing in the past is going to be still going on, and eventually down the line we are going to get to the first ever JCWA championship.
Exactly, that's another thing.
And everything. I want to try to make this business grow so we can have different divisions, lightweight, tag teams, heavyweights, and so on. So.
And who do you think the people, who do you think Aaron and Rojas will be looking at the most? The people that are impressive the most? Not necessarily who, learned the quickest or whatever, but the person that is the most willing to better themselves. The person that's willing to go out there and bust their ass. Even if they don't know what they're doing, willing to go out there and still bust their ass, for the JCWA. And that's going to lead to what opportunities you get in the JCWA. These two guys already kind of know who's going to be the leader of, this group that's going to be coming up. But there's still a couple of months until it actually happens. You know what I'm saying? So my suggestion, if you want the best opportunities, if you want the best benefits in the JCWA, hell, it's just like any wrestling federation. It's no different than WWE or TNA. You know what I'm saying? They do the same thing. You earn what you get. You put in the work no matter what. You know what I'm saying? You show, hey, I can talk the talk, but I can also walk the walk. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the total package. And you know what? If you're not, it's okay. Because they'll still work with you. They'll still put in the time to help benefit you. You know what I'm saying? And they'll put you in a match that they feel you can handle. But for everybody, even though this is, a for fun thing, it's also taken very seriously as well. And that's why we do meetings. You know what I'm saying? That's why, we put so much effort and energy into these events. Because even though it's for fun, that doesn't mean it has to be shitty. You know what I'm saying? That it's two completely different things. It's for fun, but at the same time, we treat it like a real wrestling federation.
Look at our work compared to others.
Exactly. And that's why we come out with the product we come out with. Because it's for fun, but it's also serious. It's for, shits and giggles, but it's also because we want our shit to look good. This is a representation of all of us. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta, carry your own weight around. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, if you're confused about something, don't just like, oh, well, I guess they're not going to do an episode. Don't let me show up. You know what I'm saying? No, call them. Find out. Hey, is this episode still happening? Is training day still happening? Is such and stuff still happening? You know how much they would, see that and go, holy shit, this guy, he really wants to do this. He's not just in it, just to do fun wrestling matches every once in a while. This guy wants to make an impact. This guy wants to make history, a legacy in the JCWA and in Just Central Films in general. You know what I'm saying? So, just listen to what these guys got to say. Sometimes they're going to be hardheads. I'm a hardhead. But you know what? If you're going to run something, you have to be a hardhead. You have to be, mean sometimes. You have to show tough love sometimes. These guys are not going to hold your hand the whole time. They're not going to, kiss your feet because it hurts. No. You know what I'm saying? You guys got to pull your own weight around, and you got to show these guys why you're worth a damn. You know what I'm saying? Why you deserve to be the next legend or icon or rising star, whatever the case may be. Because there's going to be a lot more people coming in. And at some point, there's not going to be room for everybody. So are you going to be one of those people that's, you know, replaceable? You know, you could just sweep them out? Or do you want to be somebody that they want to keep around? And that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure we covered everything,
Yeah, we
right?
About
The intro's done. Like I said, they plan on shooting on the 27th of this month. You know what I'm saying?
One more thing that also needs to be stated: we actually have confirmed days that we will be shooting, and that will be on the days of the Fridays. Now, if you have something planned or something you have to do with families, or you have something to do, you let us know a week in advance, and we'll make sure that at least we'll say you cannot attend. It will not affect you, of course, because at least you communicated, you contacted.
We let them know ahead of time,
and you would be okay at that point.
Yep.
But as of right now, every shooting date when the JCWA happens will be on the Fridays. It will be posted up on the days on the JCWA page, on the Just Central page, whatever links that you have that we can reach you at, we will post it up. So that way, no one can say, "Oh, but we didn't know about this event," "Oh, but we didn't know the time of this event." No.
it'll be the same all the time.
It will be the same day, so it will be more convenient. So where at least people, when they get out of school or work or whatever it is, they have a little extra time to show up, at least to relax, stretch muscles before the time of shooting.
Exactly.
Now, main thing as well, as far as the training goes, you could choose to show up. As Joseph said, it will benefit you more. But the reason it's more important for you guys is because in the end, you have to understand something. Even though we are performers in the JCWA and we like to wrestle, wrestling is not a joke.
Right.
I have stated this so many times throughout the years, and the people that I have worked with throughout the years already know how wrestling is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sport where guaranteed you will get minor injuries, or very rarely serious injuries. I'm not trying to put that fear into your mind, but you have to face reality that wrestling is like a gamble. Sometimes you don't always win. Sometimes you also actually get more benefits out of it. The reason I say the days that we aren't shooting, for the days for us to train, is because the more moves you learn how to do, the more it makes you look good. Or learning how to do moves and how to take moves. Because remember, think of that as also doing your own stunts when it comes to the feature length movie. We're not like in Hollywood where you have a stunt double that looks just like you and then they take the worst of the blow and you can walk out in one piece. It doesn't work that way here.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you do is on you. So, starting at least Monday, those of you that know that are still green in the industry and that are still new, start looking up wrestlers. Look up the one that has that you have the most interest in. Study their promos, study their matches, and add that to your field in wrestling. And come Friday, before we start shooting, I want to see who has learned something new in the wrestling world. Because if you have not learned anything at that point, that affects you gravely. So don't think of it as, okay, but do we have to show up here and there? Think about is you want to get better, especially if you want to actually walk away from a match not being injured. Joseph can vouch for that. Cox can actually vouch for that. I sure as hell can vouch for that. We've all have walked away from certain matches with minor injuries or bruises. But it's never been that serious. Understand something. When it comes to that as well, this is the main ingredient in wrestling. And it's the most toughest one of them all. Trust. You have to trust the person you're working with. If they're telling you they're going to try to perform a move on you, you have to work with them. If you fall the wrong way, they are not responsible for you. You should know how to take the fall. If you do a move to somebody, it is your job as well to make sure you do the move right so that they can land or take the move perfectly while they're learning how to fall.
Yeah.
It's a two-way dance. It's the most hardest thing to do. I'm not gonna lie on that department, but it is something that it comes a long way. So if there are some moves that you know that are dangerous, if the person is not feeling that they can trust you, don't attempt to do it. And with that being said, that's really all that at least that is in that department that needs to be stated.
Yeah, that's the ultimate purpose for training.
Exactly. We're about to hit 50 minutes now, so anybody have any last words, anything you need to get out that you didn't say yet?
Nope. Other than that, next week is on the go at this point. So be on the lookout on your Facebooks for the notifications.
Exactly.
We will have certain people that we will definitely need to attend at the JCWA for the first show. So everything that has been stated now, understand that all the rules, all the information is going to start immediately once show 1 hits.
Right. And then, hey, listen, and if you always want to talk about anything, doesn't matter, just give me a call. It could be about wrestling, about anything. It doesn't have to. If you're just bored and you need someone to talk to, give me a call. All right?
Yeah,
Everybody will have my phone number by the end of the week. Definitely by Sunday, everyone should have my phone number, Facebook. Just give me a call. We'll be in contact. We're going to be the best of friends.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and basically all I have to say is these guys will be posting up updates on the JCWA group page.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you're checking it, at least, once a day or once every other day, or whatever the case may be. You don't want to be lost in the loop and miss your chance to make an impact. So this ends the JCWA meeting dos, and I would like to thank you for coming out, and I would like to congratulate you both on being the new owners of the JCWA. I am very excited to see how things will take place. And as for you guys, get ready for a new era in the JCWA. I am Joseph Torres. That is Aaron Banam. That is Jonathan Rojas. And that is Brandon Cox. And we'll see you guys for the JCWA. Well, these guys will.
Night.
Take care, people.
Peace.